Hey everybody, Chris here, aka TCG Dad. But have Vivid Voltage pulled up, and you might wonder, well, but the thumbnail and everything says Pokemon 151 and Blooming Waters. We're going to take a trip down memory lane. Uh, when I first got into the Pokemon side of things, it was late 2020, like mid to late 2020, early 2021. And I as a kid, I collected junk wax, sports, basketball, football, those types of cards growing up, just like many kids my age. Pokemon kind of missed me when I was young. I was a little older when it started to really gain um, traction, and so I didn't get the playground Pokemon experience. But I have enjoyed it since I got into it in 2020, and then really late 21, 22 sort of started looking at it from the investment side, and that's when I discovered. I mean, I've been a Rudy patron for quite a while, 5, 6 years now. But then people like Nostalgianomics, Alex was one of those guys I kind of found early, and he really started talking about the investment side of things, and that really kind of helped confirm some of the things that I had thought, which is buy Pokemon, let it collect dust, keep it sealed, it go up. But I keep a sealed ETB of Vivid Voltage, which is the reason I have this pulled up, because it was one of the first investment pieces I bought. And if you will look at that, that is $94.99. And in my database, I bought that over 4 years ago. And I keep it as a reminder. It's not even mint. It's got a tear on the top of it. If you can see that, there we go. See the tear? Not even mint. But I keep it as a reminder to not chase. To not chase if big moves have been made already. It's okay to say no. It is okay to let things, if they're going to run and go to the moon, it is okay to say no. Save your money. Because, as you can see, I'm still not even break even on this 4 years later. Now, with 151, I don't think that's going to be the case at all 4 years from now. But the overall lesson, which I think Dave Ramsey said it best, was all of the lessons I've learned in life, or some of the best lessons I've learned in life, have had zeros on the end. And they've cost me money. And so this was a hard one I kind of learned early on in my collecting and investing career, which, I've transferred this into a lot of things now, and how I have the collection now, which is don't chase. And as we look here at 151, current listing prices, 138, 140, 160, Sassiato 130, SCS MKM 130, 145, 140. So currently, and we'll go over to solds here. 125, 135, 120, 120, 130, basically. So they're selling between 120, 130. I didn't get any from Costco or any online or anything. So I didn't get them for $60. I was like, I'll just wait until the secondary market hits, and then I will, we'll figure it out. I didn't get them for this. I know a lot of people did. Evil scalpers, right? Evil scalpers. Well, as somebody who has a pretty good relationship with my local LCS, I was just like, hey, when you get these, let me know how many you can get. I'll buy a sealed case. If they're reasonable, I would love to have a sealed case for the collection, and let those marinate. And, the beautiful thing of Pokemon is if you buy it, leave it sealed, let it collect dust, Pokemon go up. And they got their allocations cut. I think everybody did. And then the Costco drops just kept happening, and they keep happening on the coasts, which is very interesting for somebody who lives in the Midwest, where, the West Coast primarily keeps getting a bunch of this. And this is kind of the annoying thing if you're in the hobby, is that, these people have exclusive access to some of these, not just evil scalpers, but literally geographically located to access to better product. And so As somebody who, I've purchased a fair amount of the Sea and Sky boxes, the Crown Zenith boxes. My Sam's Club, I have 2 that are, within driving distance. By the time I got to both of them, they were sold out. They never got re-upped like a bunch of people did. I know there's people on the East Coast that are still getting them. They're still sitting out. And this is Saturday, February 8th. I saw some pictures this week on Twitter that they were still pallets of them in Pennsylvania or North Carolina. And it's like, okay, I'd love to pay $40. But the first 5 or 6 I bought were on the secondary market, and they were about $65 shipped. And then I've gone on to buy more. And I think I stopped buying. I think the last batch I bought was around $80 to $82 shipped. And, I've got not a ton, but I've got a handful. But with Blooming Waters, I think I'm just going to say no. My LCS is going to get some. They still haven't gotten any. Again, this is after release when they were supposed to be released, but their shipment got delayed, their allocation got cut, and they order a fair amount of Pokemon, so they're not new to this. I mean, they've been selling Pokemon since they've been in business. But it's okay to say no. If we go back to the Vivid Voltage example here, these are $70 ETBs. I paid $95 for mine 4 years ago. Yes, I'm aware 151 is a different animal. It was a supplemental set, no booster boxes. These collection boxes are amazing. You've got All-Timers, Blastoise, Venusaur, Squirtle. Like, I get it. I'm sure these collection boxes are probably going to be close to $250 by the end of the year. So if that's a prediction you want there, I'll throw that out there. I bet these are $250 by the end of 2025. So yeah, that's probably an easy double up if you buy and hold for 7, 8 months, 9 months. But I don't like to chase. And I feel like an MSRP of $60 at Costco. And then I spoke to my LCS, and their allocation got jacked up on the secondary market. I think some people may have seen some of those pictures going around where distributors were charging $85 for these boxes, which means the LCS has to upcharge theirs. So they're going to be probably $100 to $125 at every single LCS because they had to pay more for them and they need to stay in business. They're a business. And so, which is a perfectly reasonable thing for them to do. But I don't know. I'll probably come to regret it. I'm sure, like I said, if these are going to go to 250, and I think they will by the end of the year, then why wouldn't you just buy them hand over fist? Well, I mean, they do take up a lot of space. They're about the same size as the Crown Zenith Sea and Sky boxes. They do take up a fair amount of space. It's much easier to just chalk this one off and go, well, we missed it. It's going to go to the moon is what it is. But I don't know. I just feel like with all the negativity right now in the hobby, everybody's an evil scalper. Nobody can make money. I think we need to direct some of that energy away from the LCSs and the card shops, especially the ones that are play stores that have Pokemon League and such. For the most part, those stores are the good people, and you want those people in business. I've developed a really good relationship with my local card store. I don't play in League or anything, but just over the years, spent a fair amount of money with them, stop in, just hang out. And I think that means a lot too. And I think local card shops, stores are imperative to Pokemon long term. And so the scalpers, the people on eBay and on Twitter and on Instagram and in the Facebook groups that have literally floor to ceiling stacks of, the Blooming Waters collections, and, they're selling them. Don't buy from them. For one, boycott them. That's the easiest way to make those people go away, is literally just don't buy them. I'm not going to pay some scalper. I'll buy from a store. I'll buy from Sassiato or somebody or some local card stores before I'll buy from a secondhand scalper to save $10 because some kid waited in line or he has a bot. I say kid, but because they have a bot and they got 40 of them. That's my approach to it. I don't begrudge the free market. I'm a business owner myself. The free market's wonderful. But the beautiful thing about the free market is you get to make your choice with your money. And so, again, it's okay to say no on these. They're awesome. They're cool. If you want one for the PC, absolutely pick it up right now because they will not get cheaper. There's rumors of a second wave of these coming, but I don't know that that's going to matter because the prices we're looking at right now, if we go over right here, so the booster bundles just got reprinted, or there, I shouldn't say reprinted. There was another wave of the booster bundles that just came out. Okay, and so that's why you see this big dip right here, is because a massive wave of these booster bundles hit LCSs and or were dropped at some big box stores. But as you can see, let's look at the chart here. I'm going to remove these. Okay, so let's look. So when was that? So that was basically January 19th to the 20th. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to January 20th. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, there's one, 18th there was a ton, but look at what these were selling at. 800, 800, 800, 800, 800. These sold literally right before the reprint wave hit. And then look when these reprints started to hit. Boom. They dropped 100 to 150 bucks in the manner of a week when these stores got restocked. Now, I do know that stores had to pay more money for these. They did not get these at the original cost from distro. These were marked up, and they were marked up considerably. I want to say they were paying about $450 or $500 for a display on these. So, 60 to 65 bucks a piece on the booster bundles makes a lot of sense. The store's secondary market from distro had to pay more, so we're going to pay more as the end user or end consumer. But my whole point is, if you want these Blooming Waters boxes right now, if you want these, buy one, just put it in your collection, buy it now. Because like I said, I bet these are 250 bucks by the end of the year. There's no sign of 151 slowing down. Like I said, this reprint wave of booster bundles hit, and then look at the sales volume pick up, 600. That's probably an unsealed bundle, but then 650, 650, 650, 620, 620, 620. Those, somebody could have got those, just an LCS or an LGS got them and just blew them out for 620 for whatever reason. I don't know why you would do that, not in this market. But then look, 625, 625, 625. Look at the sales volume here in the first week of February. I mean, it just got 8 up, and now we're back to 700 again in the matter of a week. So all that to say, if you want these, buy them now, but don't be mad or don't be upset if you miss the boat on these. Like I said, I'm going to pick up, when my LCS gets their shipment, I think I might grab one just to sit on a shelf. That's it. I was hoping I could grab a sealed case of these, but I'm not going to pay, $7.19. So what is that? So $7.19. So $7.19 divided by 6. So that comes down to, that's $120 a piece. That's not the worst thing in the world with free shipping. So, if I wanted to pick up a sealed case right there, that's about as cheap as they're going to get, $120 with free shipping. That's Anderson Authentics, and they're definitely a legit seller. Okay, so they have a ton, they're selling them out. That's a reasonable price. If you wanted to pick up a case, I would go buy those right now, because I would be willing to bet in 2 or 3 days, those are not there. They're gone. And that all just goes back to, there's no stopping this Pokemon market, let alone 151. So overall, it's okay to say no. If you don't want to pay those prices, which I'm not, just keep scrolling. Let the evil scalpers do their thing. Who cares? Let them do their thing. But there's other things to focus on, or just save your money. So when you do get a position, or you do happen to catch a restock at a Walmart, rather than paying these prices, maybe you can buy an extra one, an extra ETB or something that you find, prismatic or something sitting on a shelf, rather than paying $100 for an ETB right now, or 110. Maybe you get lucky here in 3-4 months when they start restocking this, and hopefully they print it to the ground. As somebody that had a couple dozen Shining Fates ETBs that I paid basically $60 for in 21 and 22, if Pokemon, that was the last time they said they were going to reprint stuff to the ground. If they do what they did to Shining Fates, Prismatic will absolutely come down. And I bet we'll see $70, even possibly lower ETB prices. I don't think we'll get to MSRP on them. This market's too white hot. And even if the reprint waves hit throughout the year, I think it will just get gobbled up, much like these booster bundle displays. Now, if they hit the market with 20,000, 30,000 ETBs, that's a different story. But with rip and shippers and everything, the game has been changed. So, again, don't be upset. It's okay to say no. If you want to go buy a sealed case, there you go. Anderson's got a sealed case, but it's okay to say no.